Today we are back in the kitchen. We are going to share with you one of our favorite spring and summer meals. This has been a go-to for Pat and I for probably the last 6 or 7 years. We like to switch out the protein on top, but today we're going to do grilled chicken. So we're going to make a grilled chicken berry salad with sliced almonds and then a sweet potato on the side. It only requires 5 ingredients. It's super healthy, it's super delicious, and it's also refreshing as the weather starts to warm up. Step number 1, make sure you turn on your grill so it starts to heat up, and then go ahead and toss your chicken on. We like to use the chicken fingers, which you'll see in the video, because they grill faster and they tend to come out juicier. You could also use a chicken breast or chicken thighs, because we're just gonna cut it up and put it onto the salad at the end. Once that gets going, so I have Pat do the grilling for me because we've learned that I'm not exactly a master griller. I tend to cook things to the point where it's cooked too long, so it doesn't always taste good. So he's in charge of the grilling. While the chicken's grilling, I'm gonna start my sweet potatoes. So we're gonna bake these in the oven. Before we put them in, we wanna make sure we wash them and we poke them, and then we like to wrap them in foil. For the sweet potatoes, I like to use foil, and I always make sure I put them on a baking sheet, because sometimes they even leak out, like the juices kind of seep out, and you definitely don't want that in your oven because it's gonna be super sticky. So I just cut 2 pieces of foil, or however many sweet potatoes I have. Once I finish stabbing the sweet potato, whether it's with a fork or a knife, just make sure to be careful so you don't stab your hands. Then I wrap it in the foil. So I just kind of start at the corner, wrap it nice and tight. So now it's set to bake. All right guys, once the potatoes are wrapped, it's time to put them in the oven. I've been letting it preheat this whole time. You could also start this process before you grill the chicken or get anything to go, because this takes the longest. So definitely plan ahead. I like to cook mine on 400 for about an hour. So I've set it's preheating, it's almost done. Once it finishes, I'll just go ahead and put my potatoes in the oven and cook them for an hour. Sweet potatoes are gonna be our side. For the main salad, you're gonna want some sort of romaine lettuce, spinach. We prefer a spinach salad. You could do the 50-50 blend, whatever you like, that's the best, but we really like the baby spinach. It's our favorite. We'll switch it up time and time again if we get bored with it, but typically it's spinach. Then we have blueberries. You're not gonna do anything with the blueberries but wash them and toss them on top. And then we also have some strawberries. Strawberries are so good, they make it sweet. You wanna make sure you wash them, and we're gonna slice them to make them a little bit smaller in our salad. And then finally, we like to top it with sliced almonds. You don't have to buy sliced almonds. This is actually, sometimes I have a hard time finding them. You could buy whole almonds. I'll cut them in half, or I'll just dump them on the salad. But if you can, sliced almonds make it even better. So the next step, you wanna make sure you wash all of your fruits. So we washed our strawberries, our blueberries. We're gonna go ahead and add our salad or our spinach to our plate. You could do this in a bowl, or you could use it as a plate, but this is gonna be our main meal. So we're gonna use a plate and eat a larger portion. So I'm gonna use my spinach, which has already been washed. And I like to do 1 or 2 handfuls. Really, I just kind of fill most of the plate, or whatever feels good for how hungry Pat and I are, and then we'll put our sweet potato on the side. So I always leave just a little bit of a space for our potato once it's finished. So once the salad or the spinach is on the plate, then we can go ahead and start to slice our strawberries once they've been washed. So for the strawberries, I like to cut the ends off, and then I like to cut it in half, and then in half one more time. So we get smaller slices. Pat, I think he slices his a little bit different than I do, but that just makes the most sense. If I notice I have a larger chunk, I'll just cut it in half one more time. So really, we just want smaller pieces to go right on top of our salad, so it doesn't feel like we're just eating whole strawberries in the midst of this. So once you finish with the strawberries, now we move on to our blueberries. We usually do about 2 strawberries per salad, maybe 3 if they're smaller, but we definitely want to keep a nice balance, and we don't want it to be overloaded with strawberries. So for the blueberries, same thing. We kind of just sprinkle once they're washed. We'll just sprinkle a few on. Let's make it look pretty, and also just add a little bit more sweetness and flavor. I love blueberries, and they're also really great antioxidants. So I'll do 2 small handfuls, not even a full handful. Maybe it comes out to a full handful total at most. So now I have my strawberries and my blueberries. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my sliced almonds. So for the sliced almonds, same thing. You could use a tablespoon, you could just do sprinkle, whatever you want, but I just like to sprinkle mine on. So it's just a light kind of dusting across the entire salad. We don't need a ton, just enough for a little bit of good flavor and also some healthy fats. So we cooked a lot of chicken. This will be our meal prep also. We eat a lot of chicken throughout the week, so we figured why not grill a bunch, and we also have all the berries, all the spinach, so we can keep remaking this meal when we feel like it, or we could use the chicken in our tacos or whatever else we like to make. So we definitely cooked more. We're not gonna put all of this on our salad, but I usually use about a palm size or around 3 ounces of protein per meal. So I'll use about 1 chicken finger, maybe 1.5, and I just like to cut it up. So I'll just grab one. If they're still hot, you can let them cool. Then I'll just kind of shred it as it's still warm. So then I can add it to our salad. If you can't shred it, that's okay. Just slice it up into chunks. So that looks pretty good. I'll probably do another half. And again, this is completely up to you how much protein you want to put on your salad. We also do this meal with steak. So we'll grill steaks and then we'll slice steak, and that's a really good way to change it up, but still have a really awesome healthy meal. So once I've sliced my chicken, I'm just gonna go ahead and add it to my salad. Just kind of sprinkle it all over there. See, it's still steaming. You could let it cool a little bit more. Pat doesn't love really warm chicken on his salad. He likes it like room temperature. I kind of like mine hot. So again, that part's gonna be up to your preference. If you wanna let it cool a little bit more, that's totally fine. Whatever it is you like, but this is a healthy, delicious meal, and now all we have to do is add our sweet potato. So our sweet potatoes are finally finished. You can see why you wanna make sure I wrap them in foil, but I also put them on a baking sheet because sweet potatoes have this really good sticky juice that will come out, and you definitely don't want that all over your oven. So it's okay if it goes onto the baking sheet because I can just clean the baking sheet much easier than I can clean my oven. So I will unwrap them. You wanna make sure they're nice and soft, so these look awesome. We don't like them when they're not cooked all the way through. And then typically, see how hot it is. We'll just add it to our plate and then slice it down the middle. Oh yeah, it's perfect. And then we add either honey or cinnamon, or sometimes we just eat them plain. Whatever is your preference on how you like to enjoy your sweet potato. I like mine with honey and cinnamon. A couple other options that we'll sometimes add is we like to add avocado if we need more fat for the day. So it just depends. It also depends on the time of the day that I'm eating the meal or what I feel like it. Today, I'm pretty happy without the avocado, so I'm gonna skip it. And I'm gonna get my fat from the sliced almonds and my salad dressing. I think the biggest thing, this is a super healthy meal. You can see all of the colors. We have great antioxidants. We have a good, healthy, lean protein. We have a healthy carbohydrate and lots of veggies. This is a perfectly well-balanced meal. What we wanna be careful about is the salad dressing that we choose. Anything white and creamy that you cannot see through is gonna make this super unhealthy for the most part. There may be some exceptions if it's made out of yogurt, but definitely check the labels of your salad dressing. The two of our favorites, garlic expression is a vinaigrette. So the serving size is only 1 tablespoon for 5 grams of fat. So I actually will measure out my tablespoon to make sure I'm not overloading it. And just think drizzle, you just need a little bit of flavor because there's already so much delicious flavor in this meal. Pat's favorite right now, and especially with the salad with the strawberries and the blueberries, is this raspberry vinaigrette. Same thing, we'll just drizzle a little bit on top for a little extra flavor, but there's so many good flavors in here already, you don't need a ton of salad dressing. But this is definitely our go-to summer meal. Spring's coming, the weather's warming up, so we figured we'd love to share this with you guys. It always hits the spot. It's refreshing, it's delicious, and we know it's healthy. So I hope you guys can try this at home. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below. I'd love to answer them for you. Don't forget to start your sweet potatoes first so you plan ahead, and then start the chicken before you start washing or cutting anything else up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if there's anything else you wanna see, and have a great day.